officials in a positive manner.
The regular season has come to an end, and it is time for the SCAC softball tournament to begin. A pleasant good morning to you. I'm Carl Schoening, along with Rob Hipp, our color analyst, and our producer, Nathan Height. We're happy you tuned in to SHN Sports for this production of the SCAC Softball Championship live from Shreveport, Louisiana. It is the first game of the day. It is the 4-seed Schreiner taking on the 5-seed Trinity. And as the Schreiner Mountaineers finish up their warm-up pitches, we will go ahead and give you the Trinity lineup here. Leading off and playing left field, it is the left fielder, Emily Vasalik. The batting second and playing third, Riley Goldwaite. Batting third and playing shortstop, Brianna Pena. Batting cleanup, playing center field, Marissa Trevino. Batting fifth and playing second base is Carly Jones. Batting sixth, playing first, Emily Reed. Batting seventh and playing and catching behind the plate is Stephanie Crumrine, as the first pitch to Emily Vasilic just misses low for ball one. And finishing up the lineup, designated hitter for the pitcher, Allie Holbrook, is Haley Wilson. And playing right field is Gina Monaco, batting ninth. That 1-0 pitch fouled off, and we're even at a ball and a strike here as we're just getting underway. Rob, bring you in for the first time this evening. Honor here to broadcast this game. And rain was threatening here leading up to this tournament, but it's a beautiful day here in Shreveport, Louisiana, as the pitcher, Hannah Ortiz, is working the 1-1 count, just misses downstairs. It's 2 balls and a strike. Ortiz comes in with an ERA of .283 and a record of 5-8 when she's been pitcher of record. She's appeared in 18 games, started 16 of them, completed 8 games, pitched 86 2/3 of an innings. She just misses low there, and the count to Emily Vasilic is 3-1.
Well, Carl, a beautiful day here in Shreveport, Louisiana. Rain threatening our way up here, but things beautiful now here with no clouds in the sky. And, man, the temperature's in the low 80s. Going to be a perfect weekend for softball here in the SCAC tournament.
And there's a 5-pitch walk as Vasilic takes the base. And now coming up will be Riley Goldwaite.
A lot of schools traveling here. We'll see 6 teams overall this weekend, and we'll start here with the first 6, and we'll narrow it down as things go along. And then, of course, games tomorrow. We'll have 4 games here on Friday, 5 games tomorrow, and then 2 games, possibly 1 for sure, on Sunday for that championship.
Vaslavic will make it to second safely as the ground out back to the pitcher Ortiz will be an out here for Goldwaite. So on the fielder's choice, Vaslavic makes it to second. So Brianna Pena will step in now with 1 out and a runner on second.
Many of these teams returning here to this tournament as they were last year. We had that coverage last year, Carl, on SHN Sports over at Southwestern, of course. That's where our home office is based out of, and honored to be able to bring this again here for the 2nd year in a row for the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference.
Pena takes a strike on the first pitch from Ortiz. Swing and a miss, and Pena down 0-2 in the count. Pena batting .358 coming into this ball game. The sophomore shortstop trying to help move Vaslavic from second. She swings at a pitch that misses low and away, and she's out on 3 strikes.
Yeah, 2 away here early. A good job by Trinity getting some runners on early, but they're going to have to really find their composure here. And, of course, these softball games, Carl, they go pretty quick. So you've got to get out there, you've got to hit, and you've got to score.
Cleanup hitter Marissa Trevino comes up now. She hits .357, trying to help Vaslavic move from second. And she fouls this one up and comes back to the safety net.
Luckily, that net just in front of us here tonight, or this afternoon, Carl.
Still this morning, Rob.
Yeah, that's right.
We have games all day today on SHN.
We're so used to being, broadcasting in the evenings. We got up early this morning around 7 a.m., had an Airbnb here in Shreveport, and I got to say something about Centenary hosting this. Wonderful host. Appreciate Matthew Lofton, Aaron, and so many folks here at Centenary for having us.
The 0-1 fouled right back at us, and it'll be 0-2 the count here to Trevino.
Quite a few fans here as well. There's not many directly behind us, but both sides of this field that's been newly renovated here this afternoon. Beautiful facilities here at Centenary, by the way.
Ortiz sends that pitch just outside, and it's a ball and 2 strikes to Trevino, who's at the plate for her first at-bat of the ball game. 2 outs, runner on second. And she pops this one up, heading over to Bigley at first. She gets underneath it, makes the catch, and that is out number 3. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left on for the Trinity Tigers. We head into the Schreiner half of the first, and we'll keep it right here following that pop-up to first to end the first inning. We'll go ahead and bring you the Schreiner lineup. Batting first and playing left field is Gracie Bell. Batting second and playing shortstop, Alyssa Mackey. Batting third and catching tonight, Rachel Brown. Playing third, batting cleanup, Gabriella Asuna. Batting fifth and playing first base, Courtney Bigley. Batting seventh and playing second, it is Bailey Stoker. Designated player for the pitcher, Hannah Ortiz, is Kennedy Moody. She is batting seventh. Batting eighth is Ashton Vasquez. She'll be playing right field. And in center field, rounding out the lineup, batting ninth, is Alyssa Hernandez. So, once again, that's Bell, Maki, Brown, Acuna, Bigley, Stoker, Moody, Vasquez, and Hernandez, as well as Hannah Ortiz, who was in the circle, who just got out of that inning unscathed after giving up a leadoff walk.
Well, Schreiner finishing the season in the SCAC at a perfect 500, 12-12. As they finished overall, those 16-24, they came in here on a 3-game losing streak, trying to rebound that here tonight, averaging just around 278. They're allowing 294. They're on base at 346 and allowing the opposing team on base at 370. 181 hits, 181 runs on 295 hits. They've been able to get them in. We'll see if they can continue and break that 3-game skid they come into this tournament on here today, Carl.
Allie Holbrook with her first offering is slapped foul, and down the count 0-1 is Gracie Bell.
Maybe hard to see on the video screen, but left corner here at Centenary Field at 199, left center at 204, right center at 193, and then over in that right corner 192. You brought up some comments that Coach told us here, Coach Swear, for Centenary. The fence here about 10 feet high, so it's not your standard 6 feet to make up for that short field.
A swing and a miss there from Bell. She's down 0-2 in the count as Holbrook gets ahead. And, yeah, unless there's a north wind, a strong north wind, it's going to be hard for some softballs to get out of the ballpark this weekend. And that pitch misses low and away. Trying to get Bell to chase was Holbrook.
Trinity here, 5th in the SCAC, getting into the tournament. Of course, the top 6 teams in here today. Allie Holbrook, the right-handed pitcher, the sophomore out of San Juan Capistrano, California. And as you flip the script, though, and you go to the other side for Schreiner, there's not a lot of players that are outside the Lone Star State.
Holbrook missed low and inside on the 1-2. The 2-2 hit in the foul territory, but caught by the first baseman, Reed, and that'll be one away here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, it was a good read by Grab, Carl, right outside. That ball barely staying inside the park. It was foul territory, but able to grab it right there in front of the fence right next to her dugout there for Trinity. Great grab.
Yeah, not too much room in the foul territory, so you might see a lot of balls out of play, but that'll be one out. And Alyssa Mackey comes up now. She hits this one into the gap in right center field. That one goes over the fence. It's gone. And we were just talking about how it'll be hard to hit a home run, and the broadcaster jinx comes into play, and it's 1-0 as the Schreiner Mountaineers have a solo shot from Alyssa Mackey.
Well, Mackey from she plays a utility, a senior out of Houston, Texas, and on her 133rd at-bat of the season, knocks this one out of the park. 44 hits coming into the game, and she has hit 5 home runs, leading her team as far as the lineups go. That is her 6th home run of the season.
Yep, and that is our first score of the weekend there from Allie Mackey. And now Rachel Brown will come up with the bases empty, 1 out. Her team up 1-0. She pops this one up, and coming in is the second baseman. Making the catch is Jones, and that'll be 2 away.
Yeah, Brown, the sophomore there, had a good hit at it, just got a little bit too high up in there, and that one was easily catchable. Her team, though, luckily with that 1-0 lead here coming in the bottom of the first, and we'll see what Gabriella Acuna can do here as she's the junior coming in for Schreiner this afternoon, or this morning, rather. I got to get over that, Carl. We're still in the morning.
Yeah, so Acuna comes up. 2 outs, nobody on. Check swing and appeal down the line, and she broke her wrist across the plane of the plate, so that will be strike number 1. The 0-1 to Acuna. She lines this one into center field. It's going deep, and that one goes over the fence and is gone for the second home run of the first inning.
Well, Acuna picking up her 3rd home run of the season. Again, the junior, 4th in the order this afternoon. And, man, Schreiner hitting them early here in the bottom of the first. And we talked about it. That fence over 10 feet there on the outside, and it's going to be one of those days where I think we're going to see a lot of them going over here, Carl.
Well, we have already seen a lot already, as we were talking about. We thought that 10-foot fence would keep it in, and that was the scouting report that we got from the people who work here at Centenary and see a lot of games here. They went from over 30 home runs last year to 5 this year playing at home, and now coming up to the plate and swinging at the first pitch is Courtney Bigley. She grounds that one out, and that will end the first inning. But 2 runs score off 2 hits. No errors made by the defense of the Tigers, and no runners left on for the Mountaineers. We head to the top of the second. It's 2-0. Schreiner leading Trinity as we head into the second inning. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
Wanted to remind folks out there that these broadcasts made possible here thanks to the SCAC and Centenary College. We also want to thank our travel partner today, our good friends Mack Hike with Mack Hike Ford in Georgetown, Texas, providing transportation and travel. Again, these games wouldn't be possible without the generous support of all the sponsors. We appreciate everybody joining us. We'll step aside and take a quick break. SCAC tournament action continues.
So it's the top of the second. Hannah Ortiz continuing her outing into the circle. Gets a little bit of run support in the bottom of the first inning following home runs from both Allie Mackey and Gabby Acuna. So Carly Jones will lead things up. Also due up Emily Reed and Stephanie Krumrein. As Jones will get ready to step in. She's hitting .286 on the season. Finds her team down 2 runs here.
Pitch there a little low into the inside. Looked good early, but dropped back outside the zone.
I'll be honest with you, I cannot see the pitch because of the umpire.
I'll help you out, Carl.
Thank you very much, as this one is popped straight up in the air. Coming in from the circle and making the catch is Ortiz. That'll be out number 1.
Yeah, Hannah Ortiz, a junior, 5'2". They're the pitcher, of course, out of Bowling, Texas, and Bowling High School. In the circle and doing a good job on that first out here in the top of the second.
Now coming up to the plate, Emily Reed, the first baseman. Reed hitting .308 coming into this plate appearance. Going up against Ortiz. 1 out, nobody on.
Pitch there,
first pitch inside. Ortiz taking a long look, the 1-0. That one almost near the ankles of Reed, and it's 2 balls, no strikes.
Carl, we talked about earlier that, today only in the low 80s, but not a lot of wind out here, so it's going to feel a lot more hot than it is, and a little humid out here this afternoon or this morning, and as the day goes on. Some severe weather throughout this area over the past couple of days. We missed it as we tailed it coming in on Wednesday.
Swing and a miss on a low pitch on the 2-0, and Reed picks up her first strike of the at-bat. The Trinity dugout active with a Reed chant, and Reed will ground this one to short. It is picked up by Mackey and sent over to Bigley for out number 2.
Well, 2 batters, 2 quick outs here, and trying to answer the call. Trinity trailing 2-0 here in the top of the second.
So now Stephanie Crumrine comes up to the plate. Crumrine looks at strike 1 right down the heart of the plate from Ortiz. 2 outs, nobody on. Crumrine finds her team down 2-0 here in the top of the second. That pitch misses outside. A ball and a strike here to Crumrine. Crumrine, right-handed batter, staggered stance here, facing Ortiz. Finds the inner half of the zone on the 1-1, and it's a ball and a strike here to Crumrine.
Yeah, Crumrine, the senior out of Boerne, Texas, just outside of the west of San Antonio. Not very far drive either from those areas, 4 or 5 hours, not too bad at all.
She swings at this one, sends it down the left line, and it's foul just as it curves. It looked like it could have potentially been fair, and then somewhere along the air it fell into foul territory and will fall for the count to become 1-2.
Yeah, head coach Amy Meyer out there for Schreiner in the box. She was active last year, of course, as we had the tournament in Southwestern. That's another thing. We had a chance to talk to so many of these coaches last year, and just wonderful assets to these schools here that are playing and representing in this tournament here this afternoon, Carl, or this morning.
Crumrine steps back in, nobody on, and 2 outs. Ortiz delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will end the inning. 1-2-3 go the Trinity Tigers. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on. Bottom of the second coming up. Due up for the Schreiner Mountaineers is going to be Stoker, Moody, and Vasquez when we come back on SHN Sports. We have a new pitcher in for the Trinity Tigers after Allie Holbrook gave up 2 home runs in the first inning. It is now Cap Patterson in the circle. Patterson with an ERA of 4.56. She has a record of 4-8 when she has been the pitcher of record. She's appeared in 19 games, started 14. And she has pitched 81 1/3 innings, given up 127 hits, 76 runs, 53 of those were earned, 26 walks, 20 strikeouts on the season, and opponents are hitting .348 against her. Leading things off is going to be Bailey Stoker, and Stoker takes a ball on her first pitch from Patterson.
Yeah, Stoker, a freshman, batting .233. She's played in 35 games, now 36. Started 22 of those games. Her 44th at-bat, 11 runs on 10 hits this season.
She sees a pitch just cross her ankles, and that's ball 2.
Yeah, Stoker, again, as I said earlier, the freshman, 5'4" out of Dayton, Texas, and Dayton High School.
The second baseman for the Mountaineers. Parallel feet stance, takes a strike.
Good delivery there, right across the plate where it needed to go, and she just sat there and stared at that one. It was a good delivery.
2-1 count here for Stoker. Patterson's pitch. Fouled off, and that one heads into the stands over the safety net. No souvenirs for the fans today. Those are given back to the teams.
Yeah, Patterson also a freshman pitcher, so freshman on freshman action here early on in this game.
That pitch inside, and now a full count here to Stoker.
It's maybe the first full count of the afternoon that we've seen.
It is. That pitch misses downstairs, and it's a walk on the first batter. Patterson faces. Stoker takes her base to lead off the bottom of the second. So Kennedy Moody comes up now.
So another freshman here, Carl, back-to-back freshmen at bat for Schreiner.
Moody takes a pitch low, ball 1.
Averaging .282, played in 19 games, started 12 of those. Is her 40th at-bat of the season, coming here in conference play.
And a strike finds its way across the plate from Patterson. Count even up at a ball and a strike. The runner on first, Stoker, who got there on a walk, hoping to make her way around as the Mountaineers lead 2-0 here to start off the ball game, and a foul coming back and over the net. Looks like TLU is stretching, and they need to be aware of potential foul balls coming their way. Almost got hit by one of them. The 1-2 grounded past the shortstop Pena, and that's a base hit. Advancing to second is Stoker. Moody gets on with a single. Brings up Ashton Vasquez.
Well, Schreiner trying to extend on that 2-0 lead that they currently have. Runners on 1 and 2, and doing a good job here again hitting. Trying to add a little more insurance early in this game, Carl.
You'll never be ahead by too much in this sport. She shows bunt, and it takes a roll. Coming in from first was Reed. Covering is Jones at second. They get the sacrifice out that Vasquez was trying to perform as Moody advances to second and Stoker gets to third. Runners at second and third, only one out, so the sacrifice works well for Vasquez.
It does. A good job there by Mackey, though, able to get down and throw that back over to her player, back over at first. But as you said, runners now on 2 and 3, and with that 2-0 lead, an opportunity here to stretch it.
Ninth hitter in the order, Hernandez comes up to the plate. Alyssa Hernandez shows bunt, pulls back, and takes a ball downstairs for ball number 1.
Alyssa averaging .213, played in 40 games, started 38 of those, her 76th at-bat of the season. She has scored 13 runs on 16 hits. She has also doubled 5 times here in the season and 11 ribeyes cooked.
She hits this one to center field, and that'll be an easy catch for Trevino. Tagging up from third is Stoker, and the play at the plate was not in time as Crumrine was unable to apply the tag. The throw just a little bit late, so a good tag up and back-to-back sacrifices move Stoker to third and then to home as Hernandez gets the RBI. And we go back to the top of the order. Gracie Bell coming up to the plate. She popped up to the second baseman last time up, and here with her team leading 3-0 following that sacrifice fly, she fouls off the first pitch she sees from Patterson. First appearance for Bell against Patterson, as Patterson is getting her first inning of work. Bell steps right back in. And that pitch misses for a ball.
Carl, interesting here for Schreiner. There's only one senior leadership on this lineup to start this game for Schreiner this afternoon or this morning.
A line drive just goes foul. Reed almost was able to get a glove on it, but that'll be strike two instead.
It's a team comprised of quite a few freshmen, 3 of them in fact, and then they've got 4 sophomores here on the lineup this morning. And then as I just stated, you've got here, and then the batter coming up, Alyssa Mackey, who is on deck, the senior, and that's your senior leadership out there for this first game.
Gracie Bell back in with a 1-2 count. Patterson in the motion, delivers. It's a line drive hitting the left field. That will be a base hit. Being held up at third is Moody, and then getting to second after the throw home to try and make sure the run doesn't score is Bell. So Bell makes it to second on the single, and then moving over to third is Moody. Alyssa Mackey comes up to the plate with 2 outs, runners at second and third, and a timeout called by the Trinity Tigers. They're going to talk things over in the circle.
Yeah, I think it's a good opportunity here to kind of regather some composure as Trinity will head in the circle. Head coach Brandy Dolson talking things over. Of course, our assistants Megan Hill and Kara Reeves. This is a Trinity team that finished 5th in the SCAC this season. Of course, in the tournament here, we'll see the top 6. We'll have all those games right here on SHN Sports. Wanted to welcome in anybody this afternoon joining us on the YouTube stream, whether you're from Schreiner or representing Schreiner or Trinity. Want to welcome you in. And if you've got a comment, feel free to send them there on the YouTube comments. And if we have time in between innings, we like to add a little flavor to the broadcast. We'll say hello to you. If you got a shout out, we'd love to hear from you this afternoon.
Meeting on the circle is over. Kat Patterson will continue her first inning of work here in the second inning. 2 outs, already a run scored as Stoker, who walked to lead off the second, came around off of a sacrifice that moved her to third from Vasquez, and then a sacrifice fly by Alyssa Hernandez brought her home. Now runners at second and third. A strike delivered to Alyssa Mackey on the first pitch. Mackey steps back in. The 0-1. Just downstairs, it's a ball and a strike here to Mackey, who 3 runs score off of 3 hits. No errors made by the defense of the Tigers, and a runner left on for Schreiner. We head into the bottom of the second. It's 5-0. The Mountaineers lead the Tigers. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports. Top of the third inning, it is a 5-0 lead for the Mountaineers from Schreiner University over the Trinity Tigers. The Tigers coming up to the plate. Designated player Haley Wilson due up along with Gina Monaco, and then back to the top of the order, Emily Vaslavic. And the first pitch misses outside here to Wilson for ball one. Wilson stepping back in here, going up against Ortiz for the first time this morning, and she takes a pitch downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes here to the designated player, Haley Wilson. Wilson, a senior, hitting 189. She has 53 at-bats on the season, and as she sees this pitch, it comes up on a pop-up, and coming in from the circle is Ortiz to make the catch in foul territory. An athletic play there by Ortiz for the first out.
Now batting the right fielder, number 22, Gina Monaco.
Gina Monaco comes up to the plate now, 1 out, nobody on. Her team trailing 5-0. Monaco hitting .452 as a sophomore. Has appeared in 29 games, has 12 starts, 31 at-bats, 11 runs scored on 14 hits. Gina getting a chant from her dugout as she sees the pitch go high and outside, ball one. One-0 to Gina. Monaco is in the dirt, and that's 2 balls and a strike, and 2 balls and no strikes here from Ortiz. .20 finds the lower half of the zone, and that's strike 1 for Monaco, who will step out and take a practice cut. Ortiz working with plenty of room. She can be aggressive. She sends the pitch high and outside. Monaco takes a swing and misses. 2-2. Corners playing in. The 2-2 misses outside. Good eye by Monaco, and 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count here. Trying to become the first base runner since the leadoff walk from Emily Vaslavic. She fouls off the full count pitch, and it comes back into the stands. That was a line drive into left field and a base hit for Gina Monaco. So with 1 out, the Tigers trying to get something going as Monaco gets a base hit. Emily Vaslavic will come up, and she walked in her last plate appearance. Emily, left-handed batter, going up against Ortiz for the second time, swing and a miss, and then a throw down to first. Diving in safely is Monaco. The 0-1 Vaslavic swung on, fouled off. This one going over the dugout of the Mountaineers. Vaslavic down 0-2. Vaslavic shows bunt. Ortiz looks in, sends a pitch, and it's fouled off. And Monaco, who took off for second, will have to head back to first.
Well, appreciate everybody joining us here this afternoon on SHN Sports. If there was a drop, we just accidentally had a tent come in between our wireless connection, so we got that resolved. We had to move a tent over from one of the vendors, so we appreciate your patience on that today.
We were able to get it handled, though?
We did, yeah.
All right. Ortiz here with one out and a runner on, trying to get the second out against Vaslavic, who fouls off, stays alive, down 0-2 in the count. Vaslavic fouls this one over the safety net into the stands, and a fan just unable to make the catch. Here in the top of the third inning, it's 5-0. The Mountaineers lead the Trinity Tigers thanks to a pair of home runs in the first inning and then 3 runs coming around to score in the second inning. Schreiner having, in the second inning, Stoker and Moody come across the plate as well as Bell. There's a little dribbler that goes foul down the third base line, and coming back will have to be Vaslavic. And there's a little communication here between the umpire and Schreiner, so seems to have been taken care of. As Amy Meyer had a conversation with our home plate umpire. Ortiz ahead in the count 0-2 as this one fouled off. Staying alive, making Ortiz work for this second out of the third inning is Emily Vaslavic. Vaslavic shows bunt. Corner's playing in. Monaco on first, ready to go, and a pitch misses low and outside. That's the first ball of this at-bat. Ortiz been pretty accurate, and also Vaslavic definitely shortening up her swing, trying to swing at anything close. One-two, swing and a miss. That's strike 3, out number 2 as Vaslavic goes down swinging. Brings up Riley Goldwait. Goldwait with 2 outs, and Monaco on first. Was out on a fielder's choice last time. That advanced Vaslavic to second in the first inning. Here in the third, she steps in, well away from the plate. And the first pitch from Ortiz misses outside, ball 1.
This is a batter that stands in that lower corner, Carl, there in that left-handed batter's box, and she makes a run to those pitches when she swings, put a little more power behind it.
Swing and a miss from Goldwait, and it's a ball and a strike here to the third baseman for the Tigers. Gina Monaco, who reached on a single out to left, hoping to advance here with her team trailing 5-0, representing one of 2 base runners that the Tigers have had all day. The 1-1 slapped foul, and that'll be a ball and 2 strikes here to Goldwait.
Yeah, just foul there. It was right inside that third base line. It rolled out right at the last minute, had an opportunity, and just a little bit foul.
Goldwait taking a moment here as Ortiz steps onto the circle. 1-2. This one bloops into left field, and it'll be caught by Hernandez as she had to read a bit of an odd floater, but that will end it. So no runs off, one hit, no errors made by the defense of the Mountaineers, and a runner left on in the form of Gina Monaco for the Tigers. We head into the bottom of the third, and it's been all Mountaineers. They lead 5-0 here in the first ball game of the SCAC tournament, and it's been a action-packed inning, bottom of the innings so far here for the Schreiner Mountaineers as they scored 2 runs in the first and 3 runs in the second, Rob.
Been a fun one so far. Again, thanks for joining us, friends, here on the SHNSports.com broadcast network. Carl Schoening, Rob Hibb, Nathan Hyde here. Again, we want to say thank you to all of the wonderful folks here at Centenary College for helping us set up. We came in a day early. Actually, we started on Wednesday, got in yesterday, came out here in the morning and set some things up. And very gracious to the host here, of course, Centenary hosting this tournament. Last year it was held at Southwestern in Georgetown, Texas. We also want to make sure that we give special recognition and thanks to our travel sponsor, as always on SHN Sports, Mack Hike Ford in Georgetown, Texas, providing transportation in a beautiful and spacious Ford Transit vehicle for transportation needs. We appreciate Mack Hike.
So Kat Patterson coming in for her second inning of work here in the third inning. Leading things off will be Gabriella. The first pitch is outside. Gabriella Acuna here, the junior, hitting .339 coming into this ball game. Swings at the 0-1 and sends it into shallow left center for a base hit.
Yeah, good lead off there, good hit there by Gabby. You can hear her teammates over there. They got songs for each of them, Carl, and they were singing to Gabby on that last one. Always fun to hear what's going on in the dugouts. It's fun in baseball, of course, but in softball, it steps up a notch.
Oh, yeah, in softball they have a lot of fun here as Courtney Bigley comes up with nobody out and a runner on first. Acuna leading or taking her runner's pose at first, and Patterson has the first pitch slapped to second, and it's picked up by Jones. She gets the lead runner, Pena, for out number 1. So reaching on the fielder's choice is Bigley. Bailey Stoker comes up to the plate. She walked and came around to score thanks to a sacrifice fly from Alyssa Hernandez back in the second inning. So Stoker coming up for her second plate appearance in the third inning. She hits this one to foul territory, and sliding and making the catch is Crumrine.
Great slide by Crumrine as that one was heading back near the net just to our right, way behind the first base line. She slid down on both knees, able to haul that one in for the out in foul territory.
So that'll be out number 2 following the Bigley fielder's choice and the Stoker foul out. Kennedy Moody comes up to the plate. She takes a ball just downstairs. Moody had a single and came around to score thanks to the base hit by Gracie Bell back in the second inning. And the 1-0 goes upstairs, so missing low and missing high is Patterson. It's 2-0 the count now to Moody. Moody sees the 2-0 go outside. Her count is 3-0. And a strike called on the low outside corner. Moody was hoping that she would get a 4-pitch walk. Instead, it will be called a strike.
Yeah, Kat Patterson with a good one there in the zone out of West Columbia, Texas, Brazosport Christian School.
And here's a base hit that just bounces into the glove of the Slavic in left field, and that'll be another base hit. So a base hit to lead things off from Gabby Acuna. She was out on a fielder's choice, so Bigley, who reached on that fielder's choice, is at second. And now Moody reaching on the single is at first. Ashton Vasquez comes up to the plate. She sacrificed last time up to advance runners to second and third. Here she is with 2 outs and runners on first and second. No opportunity to sacrifice. Takes a ball low and away.
Well, Schreiner with that 5-0 lead, a lot of insurance on the board now, and with those 2 runners on and 2 out territory, an opportunity here to even do more damage in this first game in the SCAC tournament.
Swing and a miss, and count is at 1-1 here to Vasquez.
Ashton Vasquez, 8th in the order, came in averaging 198 to the sophomore in her 39th game here.
She lines this one into left field, and being held up at third is Bigley. So Bigley at third, Moody at second. Give the base hit to Vasquez. Back-to-back base hits from the Mountaineers have the bases loaded. 2 outs. 9th hitter in the order, Alyssa Hernandez, who had an RBI sacrifice fly back in the second inning, steps up here with an opportunity to add on to a 5-0 lead. First pitch misses low and away. Ball 1.
And Carl, I stepped away earlier, so correct me if I'm wrong, but this may be the first time we've seen bases loaded this afternoon.
That's correct. First time bases are loaded this morning.
I keep saying afternoon. It feels like it. We're in the sun.
It does feel like an afternoon. It's nice and hot out here on the field as the 1-0 misses low and away. Only about 10 more minutes until the afternoon here, as it's about 50 minutes since the start of this ball game. This one swung on, sent into deep left field, and making the great catch is Veslatic. And that ends the 3rd inning. So, no runs scored off 3 hits. No errors made by the defense of the Tigers. A spectacular catch made there by Emily Veslatic. And that ends the 3rd inning with no runs scored by the Schreiner Mountaineers. The Tigers still trail 5-0, but they get out of a bases-loaded jam in the 3rd inning.
Well, again, thanks for joining us this afternoon live from Shreveport, Louisiana. Presentation of SHN Sports, the SCAC 2019 College Softball Tournament here in conference play. Appreciate Russell, the assistant here today for the SCAC. He'll be on some interviews post-game. After every game, we'll have an interview with the winning coach and some of the players, so you'll definitely want to stick around for those. And friends, make sure if you want to hop onto other games, go to shnsports.com/softball, as we will have all the games there. This is not a continuous stream here, so again, every game will be on a different stream. These games, of course, also archived for live playback, or playback live, of course, or playback at any time at shnsports.com. But again, been a fun one here early this afternoon. We'll see a lot of talent here. 4 games today, 5 games tomorrow, and then depending on how the seeding goes and what happens, for sure 1 championship game on Sunday. We may have to play 2 to get to that championship game, Carl.
Hannah Ortiz continues her work in the circle for the 4th inning as the top of the 4th is about to get underway. These 2 teams met at the end of the regular season in a 4-game series. 2 games played on the 18th, 2 games played on the 19th earlier this month of April. Schreiner lost the first game 6-1, but then they took the next 3 in convincing fashion, 11-3 in the second game on the 18th, and then the first game of the 19th, Schreiner edged out Trinity 6-5, and then Schreiner picking up the 4th game with an 8-0 victory. Those 2 games, the 11-3 and the 8-0, were final in 5 innings. Here is the first pitch and a strike delivered to Trinity University's Brianna Pena.
Yeah, Carl, it's kind of a flip script. We were talking about Schreiner earlier entering here the tournament losing 3, and then Trinity on the other end winning 3.
A pitch fouled off. It's 0-2 now here to Brianna Pena, who struck out back in the first inning. She's coming up for her second plate appearance, going up against Pena. Pena delivers the 0-2. It's swung on. This one hitting the left field and safe. Or the ball gets past the left fielder as diving to make the catch was Bell. I said safe because I was looking at the umpire.
Yeah.
I couldn't quite see as that ball got away from Bell, and that will be a base hit. And then getting to second after the ball gets past Bell was Pena. So that's a good way to lead off the fourth inning here for the Trinity Tigers.
Even though Bell couldn't come up with the freshman trying to make a good grab, she dove out there, just wasn't able to haul that one in. And as you said, a good leadoff here for Trinity as they're trailing 5-0.
Yeah, the umpire had to get a good angle on it. He got in my way. I couldn't quite see if there was a catch or not. And here's the first pitch to Trevino, and Trevino takes a strike. Or excuse me, they call that a ball. It goes upstairs.
Not much wind here today. As I said earlier, not a cloud in sight.
The 1-0 floating into right field and making the catch is Vasquez. That'll be the first out of the fourth inning.
Pretty routine play there by Vasquez, able to run down, get under it. Of course, communication key in any baseball or softball game, and Schreiner's done that all season on the defensive end.
Carly Jones will step in now with one out and a runner on second and Pena. That pitch just misses downstairs for a ball. Pena ready at second. Here comes the 1-0 to Jones, and she fouls that one off the safety net back.
Carly getting her song out there. Carl, I may step aside and go join some of the singing, Carl, and step back a little bit later if you don't mind.
They always have fun in those dugouts. Despite the 5-0 deficit, they're keeping the energy up. 1-1 to Jones. A strike right over the plate.
Beautiful pitch.
One-two to Jones. This one grounds past the second baseman, Stoker, and being held up at third is Pena. Pena had a notion on heading home, but had good signs to hold up, and that puts runners on the corners with one out, and Emily Reed coming up to the plate.
Yeah, good hit right there, Carl, in between the gap at right, and able to get on, and Trinity needing it as they're trailing 5-0, trying to find a little life here in the top of this fourth inning.
Looks like we are going to have a pinch runner, Jenna Cash. So Cash will be at first, running for Jones.
Pitch running for Trinity, number 13, Jenna Cash.
And a meeting in the circle here as Amy Meyer wants to talk to her infield. Five nothing here, but Trinity trying to get back into it. Runners on the corners, and Emily Reed coming up, and Reed, a 300 hitter, with an opportunity here to advance Cash, who's coming in a pinch run for Carly Jones, who just reached, and Brianna Pena, who is at third, hoping to come across the plate for the first score for Trinity. Ortiz ready to go after the meeting with Meyer.
Yep, just out there in the circle trying to get her settled down. Wanted to protect this 5-0 lead. Trinity with an opportunity, with runners on the corners.
Reed, staggered stance, ready to go in the right-handed batter box. And a strike on the inner half of the zone delivered by Ortiz.
Yeah, that last pitch just strike as it was right there on the inside.
The 0-1 to Reed finds the same general spot and is strike 2, same general result.
Well, sometimes, Carl, the conference works on the mound. You come out and you throw 2 strikes right after.
Ortiz has been pretty spectacular today in the circle. These 2 base runners, the most that Trinity has had in an inning. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 3, out 2. Emily Reed retired on strikes. Stephanie Crumrine comes up to the plate. With runners at the corners, Crumrine hoping to get something going against Ortiz. He's 0 for 1 on the day, and the first pitch is into the dirt. Cash had a notion on taking off from first as she was ready to go on the pitch. One-0. Finds the low inside corner. It's a ball and a strike here to Crumrine.
Yeah, she's starting to find that zone in the last few pitches after that discussion on the mound. Carl doing a great job keeping it in the zone. And also just wanted to make a note, we got a little wind starting to blow in now. That United States flag has been pretty shallow.
The 1-1 misses downstairs. 2 balls and a strike here to Stephanie Crumrine, who made a spectacular play on a pop-up back in the 3rd inning against Bailey Stoker. Here in the 4th inning, she's hoping to at least bring around 1 run. She fouls off the 2-1. The count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 runners on. Trinity trailing 5-0.
This is the best opportunity Trinity has had all afternoon, Carl, to try to bring some runs in. Trying to break that 5-0 deficit they find themselves here in the top of the 4th with 2 outs. They've got to get a hit here.
A little excuse me swing gets hit by Bigley and then chased down by Stoker. Coming in to score is Pena from 3rd, and moving over to 2nd is Cash, who represents Carly Jones, and a base hit for Crumrine is the first run scored, leads to the first run scored for the Trinity Tigers. Give Crumrine an RBI as well, and that brings up designated player Haley Wilson.
Now it's the first time this morning. Are we at afternoon now, Carl? We're afternoon.
We're at noon, actually.
we're right there now. So the first time that we've seen a steak cooked here for Trinity. Bring it. Starting to get hungry.
And the first pitch is a strike to Haley Wilson, who popped up back to the pitcher in her previous at-bat in the 3rd inning. Here in the 4th, she's hoping to add on to this rally. 2 outs here for the Tigers, trying to cut into that originally 5-0 lead. Here's a deep fly ball to center field, and Hernandez comes underneath it, makes the catch, and that is out number 3. 1 run is scored off of 3 hits. No errors made by the defense of the Mountaineers, and 2 runners left on for the Tigers. We head into the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 5-1. The Mountaineers lead the Tigers here as Trinity taking on Schreiner in the first game of the SCAC Conference Softball Tournament. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports. Kat Patterson coming back into the circle for her third inning of work. She came in relief for Allie Holbrook in the second inning, and now back to the top of the order for the Schreiner Mountaineers. Gracie Bell, also due up Alyssa Mackey and Rachel Brown. Bell, 1 for 2 on the day. She reached on a single back in the second and came around to score. She also popped up to the second baseman in the first inning. She lines this right past and up the middle. Patterson couldn't quite find the reflexes to catch that, and it goes into center field. Trevino has to come in and stop the ball. That will be a base hit off the first pitch as Bell reaches first.
Yeah, great leadoff single by Bell, and you heard it there on the back end of the crowd mic. A loud pop as she swung that one. A good job on the hit.
Alyssa Mackey comes up. She homered and in the first, and she singled in the second. Here's her third plate appearance. She swings at the first pitch she sees, sends it into right field, and a good catch from the second baseman, Jones. So Carly Jones coming over and making the snag, running in the wrong direction, waving off Gina Monaco.
Well, Mackey was a force last year, and we should see some great play by her. And if you look, and as far as going through her stat line, this is a girl that can run. She uses her tall frame. She can run fast. She has stolen 22 bases on 23 attempts this year, Carl.
Rachel Brown also swings at the first pitch she sees, pops it up to short, and Pena makes the snag.
So it's good to keep her off the bags.
Batting the third baseman, number 30, Gabriella Acuna.
Gabriella Acuna comes up to the plate now. She reached on a single in the third inning, and she was out on a fielder's choice on her way to second. She also homered back in the first inning, one of 2 homers in the first inning. She takes a strike from Patterson. Acuna with 2 outs and a runner on first. Watches the 0-1 go low and away. A ball and a strike here to Acuna. Acuna hits this one foul territory. It goes out of play.
Gabby's had a good game so far this afternoon, trying to build upon what she has done here early with her team leading 5-1 here in the bottom of the fourth, live from Shreveport, Louisiana, here at Centenary College.
The 1-2 misses low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. At first is Gracie Bell, who led things off with a single, and then it was a fly out to right and a pop-up to short that leads to this 2-2 swung on, grounded to third, picked up by Goldwait. She gets it to Reed in time for out number 3. So no runs off 1 hit, no errors made by the defense of the Tigers, and a runner left on base for the Mountaineers. We head into the top of the 5th inning. It's 5-1. Trinity trying to catch up here to Schreiner as they trail by 4. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
Leading off for Trinity in the top of the 5th inning, right fielder number 22, Gina Monaco.
So it's the top of the 5th inning. The Trinity Tigers trail the Schreiner Mountaineers 5-1. Gina Monaco will lead things off. Also due up is Emily Vaslavic and Riley Goldwaite. So 9-1-2 are due up here for the Tigers. Monaco reached on a single back in the third inning, was left on the base paths and takes a strike here on the first pitch from Hannah Ortiz, who's coming in for her fifth inning of work. Ortiz only given up one run so far. That was back in the fourth inning when she gave up a leadoff double. The first pitch goes outside, and the slot. She sends this one just foul down the left field side, and Goldwaite will now have an 0-2 count. She swings at a pitch outside the zone, and it's a grounder to Mackey. Mackey goes for the lead runner, and out on the fielder's choice is Vaslavic. So reaching first and drawing out number 2 was Goldwaite. So Goldwaite on first, 2 outs. Brianna Pena, the shortstop, comes up to the plate. She came around to score the only run for the Tigers back in the fourth inning. Here in the fifth inning, she's hoping to help Goldwaite make her way around the base paths. Ortiz delivers, and that pitch just misses outside, ball 1. Swing and a miss, and then a throw down the first. Safe is Goldwaite. Brianna Pena just missing on that pitch. Her count now 1-1. One fouled off, and it's a ball and 2 strikes here to Brianna Pena.
Now Trinity trailing 5-1, trying to find some life here. You get into this fifth inning, Carl, you start running out of time. Of course, you only go to 7.
Goldwaite ready to go at second, takes off on the pitch. That pitch fouled off, and count remains 1-2. Pena will be back at the plate, and Goldwaite will be back at first. One-two swung on, sent to left field, and making a nice catch on the run was Bell, as she had to reach down and make the snag before it hit the ground, and that'll be out number 3. So no runs off 1 hit, no errors made by the defense of the Mountaineers, and a runner left on for the Trinity Tigers. We head into the bottom of the 5th, and the Mountaineers are looking to add on to their 4-run lead here in the 5th inning. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports. Courtney Bigley will lead things off here for the Schreiner Mountaineers in the bottom of the 5th inning. Bigley reached on a fielder's choice back in the 3rd. She was left on at 3rd, and she also grounded out 4-3 to end the 1st inning. So she's 0 for 2 today, and she comes up to the plate going up against Kat Patterson, and Patterson sends the ball low and inside for the first pitch of the bottom of the 5th inning. Bigley, Stoker, and Moody all due up here for the Schreiner Mountaineers. Bigley steps back in. The 1-0 swung on, sent in the left field. This one stays fair as it bounces on the foul line, and it will be a base hit to get things rolling in the 5th inning for Courtney Bigley. She finds her first base hit of the ball game, second time on the base pass as she reached on a fielder's choice back in the 3rd. And now Bailey Stoker comes up. She scored back in the 2nd inning after reaching on a walk, and then she popped up to the catcher in the 3rd inning. So Stoker here will wait for a pinch runner. Coming into pinch run is going to be Melanie Castro from San Marcos, Texas, a freshman.
Pitch running for Schreiner, number 18, Melania Castillo.
So Castillo at first, ready to go. First pitch here to Stoker is a strike. Bunt shown, pulled back as the pitch misses low and away, and Crumrine had a notion on throwing it down the first base line to Jones, who was covering as Reed was trying to play a bunt. Instead, they'll pull back and we'll get ready to go. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Patterson sends that pitch low as pulling back the bunt with Stoker. 2 balls and a strike. Back safely is Bigley's runner, Castillo. And the 2-1 delivered is a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Patterson delivering to Stoker. Stoker, as I said, 0 for 1 on the day with a walk. She came around to score on that walk, and she's trying to help Bigley's runner Castillo advance from first. The grounder to second, and they were unable to connect on the fielder's choice, Jones to Pena, and that is an error. So reaching on the error is Stoker. Advancing to second is Bigley's runner Castillo. So runners at first and second, nobody out, and Kennedy Moody will come up to the plate. Moody 2 for 2. She singled and came around to score in the 2nd. She singled and was left on at 2nd in the 3rd, and now she shows bunt a sacrifice attempt that is fouled back, and that will be strike 1 here to Moody. Moody stepping back in, the 0-1 swing and a miss. Patterson with a nice pitch. Oh-2 swung on, bounced right back to Patterson. She's looking for an out. She decides to go to first. And that was a double play there as it didn't bounce to Patterson. It went right back to her, blocked out by that one. I thought I heard a bounce, but instead it was a line drive. Moody out on the line out, and then out escaping the bag was Stoker, and that's a double play that brings up Ashton Vasquez. 2 outs and a runner on second in Castillo. As Vasquez comes up, she's sacrificed in the 2nd to advance runners, and she takes a ball here. She also reached on a single in the 3rd and was left on the base paths. So she's 1 for 1 on the day with a sacrifice, and Patterson sends in the 1-0. It's inside, and 2 balls, no strikes here for Vasquez. Fouled coming back, and that'll be the first strike here for Vasquez. Patterson ready to go. That pitch tipped foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Vasquez. An even count, and a runner on second and 2 outs here. A 4-run lead for Schreiner. It's Patterson sending in strike 3, ending the 5th inning. So, no runs scored off, 1 hit, 1 error made by the defense of the Tigers, and 1 runner left on for the Mountaineers. We head into the top of the 6th inning. The Tigers trying to cut into a 4-run lead by the Mountaineers. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
Batting the center fielder, number 12, Marissa Trevino.
Top of the 6th inning, Marissa Trevino coming up to the plate. Excuse me, Marissa Trevino. She is going to take a strike here for her first at bat here against Ortiz in the 6th inning. She's 0 for 2 on the day. She popped up to first and out to right in the 1st and the 4th innings. Ortiz sends a pitch inside, a ball and a strike here. Trevino trying to get something going for the Tigers. They find themselves down 4-0. And that 1-1 fouled off and out of play. Trevino, Jones, and Reed all due up for Trinity here in the 6th inning as they're coming down to their final 6 outs to try and close this gap. They've only scored 1 run back in the 4th inning, and that was from Brianna Pena, who started things off with a double. Trevino fouls this one back. One ball, 2 strikes here to the center fielder for the Tigers. 2-2 pitch swung on, hit high in the air. This one going to be staying in the infield, just shading into the outfield as Mackey makes the snag and Trevino is retired.
Now batting the second baseman, number 5, Carly Jones.
Brings up Carly Jones, who reached on a single back in the 4th inning. Her pinch runner Cash was left on at second, and Jones also popped up back to the pitcher in the 2nd inning. So she's 1 for 2 on the day. 1 out, nobody on here for Jones in the 6th inning. Ortiz in the circle, finds her pitch, delivers, and sends in the strike. Jones ready to go and watches a pitch go high. 1 ball, 1 strike here for Jones. 1 out, nobody on. The 1-1 finds the low inside corner, and it's a ball and 2 strikes here to Carly Jones, the second baseman for the Tigers. This pitch fouled off, and the count remains 1-2. Jones ready to go again. Ortiz finds her pitch, sends it inside, and that's ball 2. Two-two pitch, and that hits Jones. Jones will go ahead and take her free base as Ortiz with her first hit batsman of the day.
Now batting the first baseman, number 14, Emily Reed.
So following the hit batsman, 1 out and 1 on, Emily Reed will come up to the plate. Reed 0 for 2 on the day. She grounded out to short back in the 2nd inning, and she struck out in the 4th. Reed rocking some sunglasses, going up against Ortiz for the 3rd time as we head in the afternoon. She also had an at-bat this morning, and she takes a ball on the first pitch from Ortiz here in the 6th inning. And Reed takes a strike. That was close, but found the edge of the inside. The 1-1. This one way inside in the dirt, and that'll be ball 2 as Reed with a good eye didn't even flinch on that one. Jones, who was hit by a pitch waiting at first, 1 out here as Trevino popped up to short to start off this 6th inning. And the umpires want to discuss something. The umpires' conference is over as there was a question coming from Trinity head coach Brandy Dolson. So now Reed back in with a 2-1 count. And a runner's pose at first. It's Carly Jones. Ortiz delivers the pitch. Swung on. This one hitting the left field and foul. Two now the count here to Reed. Two fouled off and goes towards the Trinity dugout. Reed keeping her count at 2-2. Reed looking to reach the base pass for the first time today, but also looking to advance Carly Jones, who waits at first after she was hit by a pitch. Jones reaching for her second time this ball game. Back in the fourth, she reached on a base hit, and the 2-2 misses downstairs. It's a full count to Reed with a good eye. Jones getting to stay on the base pass this time. She was replaced by a pinch runner in Cash back into the fourth inning. The payoff pitch swung on, popped straight up in the air. This one will be an easy snag for Acuna, who comes in a few steps from the third base bag and gets out number 2 recorded.
Good job there by Acuna coming up, making that grab. Carl, you said easy, and of course it is, but that sun is getting right almost in your face now if you're out there looking straight up at third.
It's pretty rough on us who are just sitting in a stationary spot.
I'll fan you here in a minute, Carl.
Yeah, we could use a little bit of shade or something here, as coming up to the plate is Stephanie Crumrine, and Crumrine takes a ball on the first pitch from Ortiz. Crumrine reached last time up and brought in Pena for the only run of the ball game for Trinity back in the fourth inning. She was left on the base paths, and she's 1 for 2 on the day. She sees this pitch come inside on her, and it's 2 balls, no strikes for Stephanie Crumrine. The 2-0 also inside. 3 balls, no strikes, so Crumrine can swing if she likes it, as she has the hitter's count. Crumrine wanted the 4-pitch walk. Instead, it's Ortiz finding the low outside corner. Strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike here to the catcher for the Tigers. That pitch is inside, and it's a strike. So after working the count to 3-0, Crumrine now has a full count. Hoping to advance Jones, who sits at first. And the payoff pitch fouled back. The 3-2 just high, and that'll be a walk. Crumrine gets to first, and advancing to second is Jones. So with 2 outs, runners on first and second, designated player Haley Wilson comes up to the plate. And actually, I believe they're going to have a pinch runner here, or pinch hitter. As a little bit of paperwork is being filed for the Tigers. Brandy Dolson talking to our home plate umpire, and I believe this is Adrian Edwards who's about to come up. Yes, Adrian Edwards will be the pinch hitter here in the situation.
He's a junior, Standing at 5'8" from Plano, Texas is Adrian Edwards.
And a big situation here as the runners at first and second. Ortiz finds her pitch and sends it outside, ball one. Edwards, 182 hitter. We're going to come up big in the situation right here. Watch as a curve ball miss high. Edwards in for her 45th plate appearance. Edwards fouls this one back. The junior from Plano steps back in, staggered stance. Crumrine at first, Jones at second. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. She hits this one into foul territory, and it will go out of play. Edwards looking for a rhythm there. She got her bat on the ball, and it's a 2-2 count here as Ortiz is looking to get out of this inning unscathed with runners on first and second. And this one hit straight up in the air. Ortiz coming up and making the snag, and that will end the top of the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors made by the defense of the Mountaineers. 2 runners left on for the Tigers. We head into the bottom of the 6th inning. Schreiner looking to add on to their 5-1 lead here in the first game of the SCAC Softball Championship Tournament. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports. The bottom of the 6th inning, the Schreiner Mountaineers have a 5-1 lead over the Trinity Tigers, and leading things off for Schreiner is going to be the 9th hitter in the order, Alyssa Hernandez. Hernandez due up along with Gracie Bell and Alyssa Mackey. Hernandez watches the first pitch go into the dirt. She had an RBI sacrifice fly back in the 2nd inning, which brought in Bailey Stoker. And then in the 3rd inning, she hit a fly out to left field, which was a phenomenal catch by the Slavic. And the 1-0 is just downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. We had a strike delivered there on the 2-0 pitch from Kat Patterson, who did not start this game. She came into the 2nd inning after Allie Holbrook gave up 2 home runs in the 1st inning. And the 2-1 missing downstairs. 3 balls, 1 strike here to Hernandez. The 3-1 pitch swung on, slap foul, and it's a full count here to Hernandez. Hernandez looking to get on the base pass for the first time today. She is 0 for 1. An excuse me swing, and that'll be an appeal down the line and a pullback in that time, I guess, and that'll be ruled ball 4 instead. Hernandez gets the walk, and she reaches base for the first time this ball game. From my angle, it looked like that might have been strike 3, but instead it'll be ball 4. Gracie Bell comes up now with nobody out and a runner on first. Bell bunts down for sacrifice, and getting the runner going for first is Patterson as the ball came back to her. So fielder's choice. Bell is out. And advancing to second is Alyssa Hernandez. Alyssa Mackey comes up to the plate now. Mackey ready to go. Takes a pitch inside. Mackey hit a home run in the first inning to start off the scoring for the Mountaineers. She singled in the second, and she flew out to right in the fourth. She grounds this one foul, and the count even at a ball and a strike with 1 out and a runner on second. Mackey back in. Here is the 1-1 swung on, grounded to short, and then off of the glove of Pena will keep Hernandez where she is. Mackey will reach on the error. So Rachel Brown comes up now with runners at first and second.
Now batting the catcher, number 27, Rachel Brown.
Brown will step in. Brown takes a pitch inside, ball 1. The 1-0 just misses outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Good eye by Rachel Brown as she's looking to get on base for the first time. She popped up to second back in the first inning. She was out on a fielder's choice in the second, and she popped up to the shortstop in the fourth, and she sees a ball missed downstairs. That's 3-0. Now a count from Kat Patterson to Rachel Brown. The 3-0 pitch is called strike 1, just catches the low inside corner. Brown was hoping for that 4-pitch walk. Instead, she will have to deal with the 3-1 count. She sends the 3-1 deep center field. This one will be off of the fence, and Trevino will have to pick it up. Rounding third is Hernandez. She'll come in to score. Being held up is Mackey at third, and give the RBI double to Rachel Brown off of the wall.
It's a beautiful hit out there, Carl, and as I talked about earlier, Mackey has been a standout player for this team, and when she gets on base, things happen, and now standing at third, her team an opportunity to add to their current insurance, leading 6-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Yes, as Hernandez came around to score, she brings in the 6th run, and now coming in to pitch for Trinity, a new pitcher who's not on their Trinity non-starters. So let's check our other rosters real quick. to get 11. Oh, it is Allie Holbrook. Allie Holbrook coming back into the game. And Holbrook, who left the first inning after giving up 2 home runs, will try and get some warm-up pitches in.
Yeah, interesting she came back in. You see that sometimes.
Yeah, but you can do that. And Holbrook, I was glancing at our box score that has the starters and then the non-starters, and just assumed that a substitute would be a non-starter. So Holbrook here coming back in for her second outing. She, in the first inning, gave up 2 home runs, but other than the home runs, she recorded pop-up outs. So Holbrook here getting some warm-up pitches in as her team trails by 5. And now Holbrook, finishing her warm-up pitches, will go up against Acuna. Acuna with runners at second and third, only 1 out. One of the home runs that Holbrook gave up coming from Acuna. And Gabby Holbrook takes the first pitch for a ball.
The song is Yeah, Yeah, She's Gabby All the Time.
I imagine she is. As the 1-0 from Holbrook finds the strike zone, and it's a ball and a strike here with 1 out. Brown at second, Mackey at third. Acuna here looking to bring him in. And that pitch misses outside. 2-1 to count. Here in the 6th inning, Schreiner looking for some insurance runs and hoping to end this in the top of the 7th.
And Gabby's had some good at-bats here this afternoon for Schreiner.
That pitch low and inside. 3 balls, 1 strike to Acuna. Acuna, as I said, homered in the first. She singled in the third and was out on her way to second because of the fielder's choice, and grounded out 5-3 in the 4th, and she draws a 5-pitch walk here, loading the bases as she takes her free bag. It'll be Courtney Bigley who comes up to the plate. Bases loaded, only 1 out, going up against Holbrook. Last time that Bigley went up against Holbrook, it was a ground out 4-3, so ground out to the second baseman, and that was the last batter Holbrook faced before coming back here in the 6th inning to take on Gabby Acuna. And a strike delivered from Holbrook.
An opportunity here, Carl. Only 1 out, 0-1 count, and bases loaded again this afternoon for Schreiner.
The 0-1 swing and a miss, and Bigley down 0-2 in the count. Holbrook trying to create out number 2 to where she doesn't have to worry about a ball being put in play. On her next at-bat, waiting on deck, is Bailey Stoker. 0-2 pitch just outside, trying to get her to chase. Bigley not biting on it.
Well, if you're in the circle, a good 1-2 count right here, trying to protect and not allow any of those runs to come in.
And extend that 5-run lead as the 1-2 shades over into the left-handed batter box. A good stop right there by Crummerine. And now with a 2-2 count, Bigley steps back in and fouls this one right back at the safety net. Count remains 2-2.
That's why we didn't put the equipment too close. You know, Carl, people don't see where we're at. We're actually right behind the brick, and the net's right in front of us. That's why we didn't put our equipment right up against the net.
Yeah, we have a little danger of the equipment being too close to the net, so everybody nice solid 4 inches back as this one finds the gap in left center field, and that'll be a base hit that scores Mackey from third and makes this a 7-1 ball game in the bottom of the 6th inning. Runners advancing are Rachel Brown to third, Gabby Acuna to second, Bigley with the base hit and RBI. Brings up Bailey Stoker with one out and bases loaded, a 7-1 lead for the Schreiner Mountaineers. And Stoker, who reached on an error back in the fifth, was left on the base paths, popped up to the catcher and bounces this one back, or lines this one back to Holbrook, and that will be a double play as she gets it over to Reed in time. So a line out to one and then a throw over to three before coming back to the bag was Bigley, and the double play ends the sixth inning. So a run does score. 2 runs scored, 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 runners left on. We head into the top of the seventh. It's 7-1. Schreiner leading Trinity. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
I appreciate everybody joining us here this afternoon for the 2019 SCA Softball Championship here on SHN Sports. We're live from Shreveport, Louisiana. Of course, this hosted by Centenary College here over the weekend. Rain earlier during the week. In fact, when we came in on Wednesday chasing some severe weather, there was some damage in other parts of Louisiana, and luckily we were behind that weather, and everything cleared out nicely here for tournament weekend. Of course, Game 1 you're watching right now, Schreiner versus Trinity. Game 2 coming up, scheduled time 1:30, depending on when this one ends. They're pretty strict about getting those going. Again, depending on when this game ends, it'll be number 3 Centenary versus number 6 Dallas. Game 3 this afternoon will be Texas Lutheran versus the winner of this current game. And then Game 4 will be the winner of Centenary and Dallas versus Southwestern. That one at 6:30. So that'll wrap up our 4-game coverage here on Friday. Tomorrow we'll have 5 games, and then we'll have the championship game or games on Sunday. Looking forward to it, Carl, and it's going to be a fun weekend here in Louisiana.
Well, leading things off here in the top of the seventh is Gina Monaco, the right fielder. She is 1 for 2 today. She reached on a single back in the third, and she popped up to first back in the fifth. She represents the opportunity to get something rolling here in the seventh for the Tigers as they're down their final 3 outs, and she starts things off with a bang as she grounds it in the left field for a base hit.
Well, you want to give some life. That's the way you do it with the leadoff single. Your team trailing 7-1, but you get on base the first pitch. The first hit, that's the way it goes if you want to get back into this one.
Yeah, it'll have to be a really explosive inning from Trinity in order to force a bottom of the seventh. Emily Vaslavic comes up here, shows bunt against Ortiz as she pulls back. Ortiz sends that pitch high, ball 1. Ortiz sends in a strike. It's a ball and a strike here to Vaslavic. The 1-1 in the dirt, and 2 balls and a strike here to the top of the order, Vaslavic. She hits this one straight up in the air, comes back to the backstop and safety net, and will be strike number 2. So 2-2 count here for the left fielder, Emily Vaslavic. Two from Ortiz. It goes outside. Full count now to Vaslavic. Payoff pitch swung on and sent right back to Ortiz. It goes off her glove, and there will be no play made by Mackey, who has to recover. And that puts runners at first and second with nobody out. Monaco moves over to second. Base hit for Vaslavic, and Riley Goldwait will come up to the plate.
Well, it's your fourth run at home plate right now with no outs. Trinity trailing 7-1, making it interesting here, Carl.
Yes, Goldwait comes up. She's put the ball in play twice, but she's 0 for 3 on the day. And she looks at a strike on the first pitch to her from Ortiz. And a timeout will be called here by Amy Meyer here. She wants to talk to her infield. And she realizes it's a critical moment. She doesn't want Trinity to catch up any momentum. It's runners at first and second, and a base hit could load the bags or make this cut into their 6-run lead. She's just probably giving them a little motivation. You only need 3 more outs if you're the Schreiner Mountaineers.
Well, we saw earlier when there was a conference at the mound, she came back and did phenomenal. So we'll say that it'll hold serve and do the same thing here.
A 0-1 fouled back, and down 0-2 in the count is Goldwait. Ortiz ready to go. The 0-2. This one, slow roller back to Ortiz. She's going to make a play at first, and safe is Goldwait. The bases are loaded, and nobody's out.
Oh, baby. And for the first time this afternoon for Trinity, the base is loaded now, making it very interesting, Carl.
Well, this is their last opportunity. They waited to the last moment. Gina Monaco led things off with a base hit, then a couple more base hits by the top of the order. Vaslavic and Goldwait. Brianna Pena now coming up to the plate, who scored the only run for Trinity off of a double back in the 4th. And she steps in now with the bases loaded, a big opportunity. And the first pitch from Ortiz is outside. Ortiz going for the complete game. She's going to have to earn it here as there's little room for error with the bases loaded. She doesn't want to give up an easy pitch that'll lead to a big hit as the 1-0 is fouled back.
Yeah, Ortiz in the circle doing a great job today, but here in what should be the final 3 outs, struggling a bit with bases loaded right now for Trinity.
Pena steps back in. The 1-1 swung on and fouled off. It's a 1-2 count here for Pena.
Watch it, here it comes.
1-2 pitch in the dirt. And Ortiz was trying to maybe get Pena to swing at something a little low. She was trying to take advantage of being ahead in the count. Now it's 2-2. This one swung on, fouled back, and will hit the backstop. Nobody even really making much of an effort there to go after it except for Acuna, who had to come all the way in from third. And now Pena will come on back, the shortstop for the Tigers, hoping to get a base hit and bring in a run. The 2-2. This one grounded to short. A toss to a runner heading to second. Goldwait is out on the fielder's choice, but Monaco comes in to score a run as Pena reaches first on the fielder's choice, and Vaslavic is at third. So runners at the corners, only one out. Pena brings in a run, and now it is Marissa Trevino coming up to the plate. She's 0 for 3 today, hoping to change that here as the Trinity Tigers trail 7-2 following that run coming in from Monaco.
Get one in with one out, trailing by 5, 7-2.
And the first pitch is a strike as Ortiz is looking to record one more out here for the Mountaineers. She needs 2 more to get out with the win as she sends the 0-1. It's fouled off, and it's no balls, 2 strikes to the center fielder for the Tigers, Trevino.
Well, it's your 5th run at bat right now. Of course, a hit here would surely score for the Tigers.
And it would keep pressure on Ortiz if a base hit came in. This one floats in the right, and that is caught by Vasquez, and then a play at the plate will make Vasadic head back to third as it wasn't quite deep enough for a sacrifice fly, and that'll just be a simple fly out to right and bring up Carly Jones with 2 outs. The Tigers down to their final out.
Yeah, Vasadic ran about halfway down that third base path and said, wait a minute, I better get back.
Yeah, she did. First pitch to Jones. She swings at it and sends it foul over the dugout of the Trinity Tigers to the right side of the field. The 0-1 to Jones. Just upstairs, a ball and a strike here to Carly Jones, the second baseman for the Tigers.
The loser of this game will play in Game 6 tomorrow at 12:30 p.m.
So it did hit our equipment on that foul straight back.
That's why I put the plastic right here to, give it a little protection.
Yeah, we'll go with that. And that'll go ahead and make the count a ball and 2 strikes after that line drive backwards right at us.
That's why you carry insurance on your equipment, Carl.
That too. And a swing and a miss, or excuse me, a swing grounder to short and or second base, and that will be out number 3 as it was a play from Stoker to Bigley, and that will end this ball game. The Trinity Tigers fall to the Schreiner Mountaineers. Your final score from Centenary College, the host site of the SCAC Conference Tournament, 7-2. The Tigers will play tomorrow at 12:30, and Schreiner will now move on in the winners bracket as they will go ahead and take on Texas Lutheran today at 4 o'clock. So here in a moment, we're going to have an interview, a post-game interview with the Schreiner Mountaineers, and stay tuned for that. I'm Carl Schoening signing off. Keep in tune to SHN Sports all weekend for the 2019 SCAC Softball Championship games.
The Centenary College ladies against the Crusaders from the University of Dallas. Game time 1:30 p.m.
Hi, Alyssa. I'm Russell Kramer, SCAC office. Congratulations. Thank you. Yep. Coach, congratulations as well. Okay, we're here at the 2019 SCAC Softball Championships in Centenary College. I'm joined by the Game 1 winner of the Softball Championships, the Schreiner University Mountaineers, picking up a win today, 7-2 over Trinity University, advancing to the winners bracket semifinals this afternoon, joined by Schreiner head coach Amy Meyer, along with senior Alyssa Mackey. And Coach Alyssa, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Coach, we'll start with you. 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning, 5 runs in the first 2 innings, 3 runs with 2 outs. You got off to a fast start. How important was that for this team to kind of get that momentum going?
It's definitely important, especially when you take the last 2 weekends where we went out and just didn't have the hit production we were looking for. To come out and just start the game off like that, it just shows you the mentality and the mind shift they're able to have.
For you, Alyssa, your senior year here in your final SCAC tournament, great start for you. Home run in the bottom of the first. Team has 2 solo home runs, 3 RBIs in all for you today, 2 hits. Just take me through your afternoon and how you were able to be so productive out there for the Mountaineers.
I went up there and I just knew I wanted to get on base somehow and help out my team, and that's all I was thinking about. I didn't try to overcomplicate it. I just wanted to go up there and get a hit.
You had just faced Trinity, at the last weekend of the regular season. How important was it for this team to get off to a good start and kind of, I guess make up for what maybe a minute thought was a little bit disappointing, last weekend, losing 3 out of 4, but coming back and really making a statement in the tournament?
It was extremely important. I told them in the huddle at the beginning of the game we needed to start off hot, we needed to get early, get on the board, and I think that really helped out our team a lot in the long run.
Hannah Ortiz goes the distance in the circle for your team. Just your thoughts on her overall performance. She was able to work herself out a couple of jams and some great defensive plays by your team as well.
It is. I mean, you take how she started the year off. It wasn't near with the start she wanted, giving up a lot of hits and things like that. And just for her to make that comeback and then come out here game 1 and just really show out, I think that was huge for her.
Obviously, the goal coach coming in today was hoping to play 2 games here today. Step 1 you've accomplished. You got to come back tonight and play TLU, a very tough team. What is kind of the message to your troops as you get prepared for that second game this afternoon?
I mean, nothing really changes. Regardless of who the opponent is, we should bring our best every time. And if we bring our best every time, that's all we can give. If a little bit of luck comes our way too, that's fine. But in the end of the day, if we're performing at our best, we have a chance to succeed.
The Schreiner Mountaineers picking up the win today in Game 1 of the SCAC Softball Championship, 7-2 over Trinity University, advancing to the SCAC Winners Bracket semifinals. Again, I was joined by senior Alyssa Mackey along with head coach Amy Meyer. Coach, Amy, congratulations and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back here in 30 minutes for the start of Game 2 here at the SCAC Championships.